My life was perfect until the HOA torched my dream home. But they never saw it coming when I turned their world upside down by buying their corrupt organization and making them pay. Would you fight back against an HOA that ruined your life? Stick around to find out how far I went, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. It started with a neon yellow violation notice slapped on my door. Sandra Mitchell, arms folded, stood on my porch with a smirk that screamed trouble. "Rules are rules, Mr. Bennett," she said, clutching her clipboard. "Your hedges are 3 inches too tall. Crestwood Estates has standards. 20 years I'd poured into this mansion, every brick, every tile, a tribute to my late wife's vision. The garden? A 5-year labor of love. 3 inches? I asked, eyeing the flawless hedges she'd once complimented. Can't you let it slide? Her smirk tightened. Exceptions breed chaos. Trim them in 48 hours, or it's a $150 daily fine. She strutted off, snapping photos of my koi pond with her phone. I knew this wasn't the end. The next morning, my door was plastered with violations: unapproved pond, non-standard mailbox, excessive outdoor lighting. It was March, and my only excessive light was a single string of fairy lights I'd forgotten to remove. My neighbor, Tom Harper, waved nervously from across the street. "She's got you in her sights," he whispered, glancing at Sandra's house. "What's her deal?" I asked. Tom leaned in. "She's running for HOA president. Every election, she picks a few homeowners to bully, shows she's tough. Last year, the Wilsons sold for pennies after she made their lives hell. I spent that day trimming hedges that didn't need it, but the violations kept coming: car not garaged, improper trash bin placement, excessive water use. Fines piled up, $1,800 in 2 weeks. At my first HOA meeting, I was stunned by the turnout, barely a dozen neighbors. Sandra, not yet president, dominated the board, which deferred to her every word. When I tried to appeal my fines, the president shut me down. Compliance first, then appeals. Driving home, I spotted Sandra's brother, Greg, in her driveway, his face familiar from his real estate billboards. Something felt wrong. That night, I dug into Crestwood's property records. My lot, the largest at the entrance with mountain views, was a developer's goldmine. Over 5 years, 8 homeowners faced violation blitzes, sold cheap, and Greg's company, Mitchell Properties, bought them all. I had my home inspected, electrical, plumbing, structure, all perfect. I installed security cameras and documented everything. When Sandra issued a violation for my lawn being too lush, I was ready. Selective enforcement is illegal, I told her, showing photos of neighbors' identical lawns, unpunished. Her eyes narrowed. Are you threatening me? Just stating facts, I replied. She stormed off. For a week, no violations came. I thought I'd won. Then an emergency HOA meeting was called. Agenda: problem property at 1421 Sunset Lane. My address. Sandra's slideshow painted my mansion as a blight, photos distorted to look rundown. This eyesore tanks our property values, she declared. Greg sat in the back, sketching condo plans. I stood, holding documents. My home's raised local values by 15%, I said, passing out assessments. 16 other homes have similar features, yet only I'm fined. And these sales records show targeted properties sold cheap to Mitchell Properties. The room buzzed. Sandra snapped. Irrelevant! But neighbors glared at Greg. The meeting ended without a vote. That night, an email announced a safety inspection for my home tomorrow. At 7 a.m., 3 men in HOA shirts, Sandra lurking behind, demanded entry. Fire hazard concerns, she said, citing a spark report from my roof. My electrician's certification was dismissed. I recorded everything, noticing one inspector lingering at my breaker box. After they left, footage showed him tampering, though his body blocked the details. Tom confirmed that no other home faced such inspections. I backed up valuables, added cameras, and spotted Sandra and Greg watching my house from down the street. That night, my insurance agent confirmed full fire coverage. Good thing, because at 2 a.m., a security alert woke me. A hooded figure was at my breaker box. I called 911, but they vanished. Police found no suspect. The next day, fines quadrupled to $12,000 for safety hazards. Sandra hosted a community safety meeting, pushing to seize my lot via eminent domain. A board member, Clara, slipped me clubhouse footage. Sandra and Greg discussed rezoning my lot for condos, promising board members kickbacks. I presented this at a city council meeting, gaining allies. That night, my security system went offline. Entering my garage, I smelled smoke. Flames erupted upstairs. I grabbed my wife's locket and ran as my mansion burned. Across the street, Sandra watched, smiling. 3 hours away at a conference, I got Tom's call. HOA's on your property, claiming an inspection. No notice given. Police were useless. Racing home, I saw flames devouring my life's work. The fire chief blamed a breaker fault, but my system was flawless. Insurance revealed a forged policy change excluding fire. A fire investigator confirmed arson. My breaker was sabotaged. Doorbell footage caught Sandra and Greg with tools during the inspection. Greg's company wanted my lot for millions. Police, swayed by Sandra's husband, a retired sergeant, stalled. Standing in my home's ashes, I vowed revenge. My banker hesitated when I liquidated $7 million. Certain? He asked. Today, I said. Crestwood's HOA was run by Pinnacle Management, a privately held company. I bought a 35% stake anonymously. A week later, Sandra's letter demanded I clear my lot's debris or face $600 daily fines. At the next HOA meeting, she pitched buying my lot for a park, a condo project with a swing set. I stood. Under what authority? Sandra faltered. I revealed my Pinnacle stake, demanding a 5-year audit, including the fire. The room gasped. Neighbors shared horror stories, fines, forcing sales, Sandra's consulting scams. She lunged, screaming, but her husband restrained her. My investigator texted, arson proof, Greg on camera tampering. The next day, police arrested Sandra, Greg, and 2 board members after I played Sandra's recorded condo plot. Audits exposed her targeting elderly residents, forcing sales for Greg's gain. I helped victims like the Harpers and Clarks reclaim their homes. Sandra got 10 years for arson and fraud, Greg 6. Their plan for a commercial complex was scrapped. I rebuilt my mansion with a community wing, library, kitchen, open gardens. Crestwood became a true community, with kids playing freely, neighbors hosting barbecues. 9 months later, standing on my new lawn, I watched construction. New HOA President Lisa Gwynn jogged over, planning a picnic. Trials had ended, sparking nationwide HOA reforms. My legal fund aided families in 30 states. A reporter, Emily Carter, said my story fueled investigations into 4 more HOAs. At a neighbor's dinner, we toasted second chances. My new home, rising from ashes, wasn't just mine, it was Crestwood's. This fight cost me everything, but it built something better. What would you do if an HOA destroyed your life? Was my revenge justified, or did I go too far? Share your thoughts below. Let's debate justice, revenge, and standing up to bullies. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories that'll keep you glued. Word count 5, 800 characters.